Our top focus, day before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's UK visit, protests against his visit are now gaining strength. British Indian protesters from the Awaz network projected an image of Modi with a sword and an Om sign modified to look like the Swastika. The image was projected inside the British Parliament with the words "Modi not welcome" splashed across. Different groups of protesters are planning to come together to agitate in front of 10 Downing Street when Modi lands in London. Few Labour Party leaders are also likely to take part in this protest. Until 2012, Prime Minister Modi was barred from entering the UK over allegations of 2002 Gujarat riots. Modi will be the first Indian Prime Minister to visit the UK in nearly a decade when he lands there on the 12th of November. Let's get a word from Lavina Tandon, who's with us live from London. Lavina, tell us more about this group which is protesting against Prime Minister Modi's visit to the UK.
Awaz is the name of the group, as you all know by now. They have confirmed that they did something like this at 9 o'clock on Sunday for 1 minute on the Parliament, which has a sign of swastika in it as well, which goes to show how gutsy the whole idea is anyway. But I have spoken to the Parliament. They say they had no knowledge of this and a permission was not granted for it. And I spoke to the police and they said no permission was sought or granted to do something like this. To do something like this, you would need permission and it has not been granted. So it's a very crucial thing to be noted. And I have spoken to a few other people who say that it is very difficult to do something like that on the Parliament at such a big stature. So we're still trying to grapple with the entire fact. On one hand, Awaz has said yes, but on the other hand, all the other agencies say that it is not possible and no permission was granted. So,
and Lavina, is this the poster of sorts that we're seeing, or is this a projection on the wall with lights?
It is a projection, and that's what I'm trying to say. It being a projection, what needs to be done, that a huge projector needs to be put across the river from Thames, and a big projection needs to go on for the kind of stuff that they are in. Now, everyone, I have spoken to photographers as well. They say that it is very difficult to do something, a projection like that. It is rather Photoshop because the lines are quite defined as well. You see the swastika and all the lines are quite defined. When you do a projection, something like that is quite difficult to achieve. So it's still in this grey area of the people who have done it say they have done it, but those who the Parliament and everyone else deny and say that this is something that can't be done. Also, only one photograph of this entire image has come out. There is no video that has come out, and no one knew about it. And we have not yet to meet any eyewitness of this entire fact as well, except that Awaz keeps saying. Now, what they have achieved by this is attention to the Modi not welcome group. Everyone has been talking about Modi welcome, but what they have done with this single picture is, whether it is photoshopped or actually projected, is that they have got all the attention that they needed a day before.
Lavina, thanks so much for that update. Lavina making that important point that the group has managed to attract attention to the anti-Modi camp in the UK with that photograph. We still don't know if it's photoshopped or if this image was actually projected on the UK Parliament building. We'll continue tracking developments. Lavina, thanks so much for that update. Now, Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United Kingdom a day after Diwali will certainly make the Festival of Lights more special for the Indian diaspora. India Today's Lavina Tandon brings us this special report.
In UK, Diwali is celebrated every year, but this year is a little bit special because Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be here soon after Diwali. So what difference does this make to the people who are celebrating? And we have just been to the House of Commons Diwali celebrations. So here I have some people from those celebrations as well. And I would like to ask you, first of all, Shubh Deepavali.
Thank you very much.
So Prime Minister Modi will be here, and it is. So does that make any difference to this Diwali? Any particular things that you're doing for this Diwali because of him coming here?
We are coming to welcome him in our own little way from the British forces. Him coming here, I think, is going to celebrate Diwali in a special way for us, for the Indian community in the United Kingdom. But it's brand new in the post. So let's see how it goes.
How do you think, does this make Diwali any difference to the Diwali this year?
Well, Diwali is a celebration. It's a moment of joy. So, under se, the happiness that we have, that we will have our Prime Minister here, has made it definitely special.
And it's definitely going to be an extraordinary event. As a diaspora community, in the past, I think it'd be fair to say that we've often been embarrassed by some of our prime ministers, whereas now we have a Hindu prime minister who is actually very comfortable in who he is, and that resonates with us. We've had to work hard to protect our identity and to establish ourselves here. So we're going to be giving him an even warmer welcome than I think we would to any other prime minister. Yes, it's wonderful to have him here.
Well, Hinduism has been, and nationalism and all that has come under a lot of focus, and not such a good, not the flavor of the month really, especially in India with awards being returned. Him having said that, how does that reflect here?
I think it's fairly simple and straightforward. The orchestrators of Tamasha will carry on. It's a democracy. India is the largest democracy in the world, which is why they got freedom to act in the way they do. That is a testimony to the Indian public and to the Indian democracy and the Indian constitution. I think people should be proud of the fact that you can do that. But as far as Prime Minister Modi coming to the UK is concerned, let's be very clear. India is coming to the UK. India. And we, the NRIs, the Indian diaspora, welcome with both our arms wide open, and we're saying to the whole of India, thank you, we love you. And we're going to really put on a show. You know, if people really want to know what's going on, come to the UK. We know how to party.
And it's not just the Indian diaspora which is excited about Modi's visit to the UK. Even parliamentarians there are looking forward to his visit.
Well, of course it's different. I mean, you can't have the Prime Minister of the largest democracy in the world visiting on... He starts his visit as Diwali ends and New Year's Day begins. What a way to celebrate the new year. Fantastic. So we couldn't have it any better, could we? But it does bring challenges, of course, because obviously the diaspora will be celebrating and as he arrives. And so that brings coordination issues.
Well, we're looking forward to it enormously. We'll be putting forward an idea for a meeting, because obviously the SNP are not just the governing party of Scotland, but the third largest party now in the House of Commons. So obviously when the Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy comes visiting, I mean, any Prime Ministerial visit's important, but the Prime Minister of the world's largest democracy has a particular significance. It's been a while since the last visit, so all the more reason to celebrate the forthcoming one. My only advice to the Prime Minister would be, don't just stay in London, go to Scotland, because obviously we have a particular relationship with the peoples of India.
Ni sa ga ma 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 ni pa ma ga ni pa ma ga sa ni pa ma ni sa pa sa जहाँ तक यादें याद आती रहेगी